Hiya, so I've just got a new foundation and I'm just dying to give it a go, so I thought I would share it with you guys because videos are really helpful for me when I was trying to choose a new foundation. So I've gone for something I've never tried before, which is Mercier, her Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I chose it because it's supposed to be waterproof and just stay put all day, which is great. I don't like to wear a lot of powder on my skin either, so knowing that a foundation is going to stay put without it is perfect. That's just what I want. They do a luminous one as well, and I do love a glowy skin, but I'm going to add some glow underneath the foundation and on top, and then just know that the foundation is going to hold, which is perfecto. So I'm going to just moisturise first, just to prep my skin. I've got this Bare Minerals Butter Drench Rich Moisturiser, so I'm not going to use it too much of it, just a little bit all round. You can see I've already got some eye makeup on, just what I had on today when I went makeup shopping, and some brows, because I have none. So just a bit of moisturiser all over, that will just make your foundation go on nice and smooth, and you feel pampered as well if you prep your skin with the right products. I'm going to just put a little bit of eye cream on as well. This is Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair, so just a tiny little bit of that just under the eyes. And although it's a night repair one, you can wear it throughout the day and under your makeup. It works lovely. I love their serum as well, the night repair serum. Sometimes mix that in with my moisturizer, or I'll just put it on at night for a treat. So I bought some new primers today as well. One of my all-time favorites is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. Gives you a really nice glow to the skin. Even through a really full coverage foundation, you still get that glow coming through, so it's amazing. I've also bought this, which I've wanted forever, which is the YSL Touche Eclat Blurring Primer, and it's just got all these like gold bits floating in it, which just makes it look amazing. I've always wanted it, stared at it on the shelf, and I just thought I'm just gonna buy it today. Also Holly Boone used it in a video I was watching last night, and she highly rated it, so I was like, sold. So I'm gonna start with the glowy one, just one pump on the back of my hand, and then just pop that on pretty much everywhere. Feels really lovely and smooth, this primer. I have used it for ages on all of my clients, and I get comments just saying like how nice the skin looks. Even with a heavy foundation, you get a lovely glow. So one pump was plenty, just to go around my whole face there. So it feels really nice and smooth now. I'm going to use a little bit of the blurring one. I got it as well because when I tested the foundation, the Laura Mercier one, in the shop, it actually brought out my pores because she put it on dry skin with no prep. So I was like, I've never seen my pores so strongly before. Maybe I'll try the blurring primer. So yeah, I got that. I've just done a couple of pumps of that just on the back of my hand. It is so sparkly. Wow, I can't wait to have this all over my face. I've wanted it for so long. I'm gonna just work that into probably more of the center of my skin. It feels absolutely lush. Really nice. Let's just smooth out some of those lines up there. But yeah, hopefully that will help make it look less pory when I put the foundation on. So just making sure that's rubbed in. It actually smells really nice as well. Lush. I don't even really normally use primer, and here I am putting two different kinds of primer on. This is what happens when I watch makeup videos. Suddenly I'm like, oh my god, I need everything, and I go out and buy loads of new things and think I need them all on my face. I mean, it does feel lovely. It's just, I'm going to bring my foundation down my jawline a little bit, so I'm just going to rub that primer down there a bit as well. So now it is time for the foundation. So I'm going to put a couple of pumps on the back of my hand and see how far that goes. That's maybe 3. I'm definitely going to have to go back for more. And I've got a wet sponge there, or a damp sponge. So let's just go for it. Some people just put the foundation all over their face in little blobs first and then blend it in. I tend to go straight from my hand to my face. I tried loads of shades in the shop today, and because I've got quite a lot of pinkness in my skin, I like a yellowy foundation just to counteract it. So you can see how it's getting rid of that pinkiness. Just gonna sort of blend all around my face, use up what's there, and then I'll go back in and add a little bit more. Just, oh yeah, it is really nice. I like this colour as well. The one she put on me on the shop was, sorry, I haven't even told you the shade. So this is 3W1 Dusk. She matched me up to 3W2 Golden, which was lovely, and I do fake tan, but I just felt like in places it might look a little bit orangey. So I'm just gonna maybe do 2 more pumps, just build it up a little bit heavier. As you can see, you can still see my skin through it. You can still see that glow, even for a matte foundation. But I just want to be a little bit more flawless, especially like on the cheeks. When you add your contour on top of like a really nice flawless base, it just looks great. Just cover every little bit and just blending just down the face a little bit as well. I'm going to go right up under my eyes because I'm going to put concealer under there. But yeah, I do like that colour. Like I said, I love a yellowy tone. Foundation is gorgeous. It's really, really nice. And if it sets and stays on all day like that, amazing. You can see I have still got plenty of glow coming through, even without using the luminous foundation. Oh, I can feel a spot coming on my chin. Ow. I think I just want a little bit more on my forehead. Just go around the eyebrows carefully. Cool. I do really like using a sponge. I used to use a brush for ages. And brushes are good as well, but there's just something about the feel of a sponge on your face, which is really, really nice. So yeah, obviously it's a little bit lighter than here, but I'm going to add plenty of bronzer, so I'd rather sort of be glowy, counteract all my pink on my face so that when some of that comes through, it doesn't matter. And also I have just had a sunbed literally this afternoon, so I'm probably extra pink. But yeah, if I got more tanned, I could just blend a little bit of a darker colour in with this, or a little tiny blob of a darker concealer, just mix it up. That will just take it down a tone. I did also buy the shade Suntan for my kit, which is a couple of shades darker, way too dark for me at the moment, but I could always use a little bit in there if needed. But yeah, oh, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Just blend right up to the hairline. Probably overworking that, to be fair, but I'm just really enjoying putting it on. So that's the foundation. What I tend to do next is my concealer. So I'm going to use Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer. This is nearly run out, and this is the shade 2W. So I tend to go 1 or 2 shades lighter with my concealer, just so you get that kind of brighter under eye. I'm not usually this neat with my own makeup. You just sort of whack it on. But I'll make an effort because I'm filming it. I don't always do this, but it looks quite nice to do a little highlight down the nose. And I see a lot of artists sort of highlighting up here. You can highlight your chin, Cupid's bow. Let's just do all of it. Why not? Let's just go all out today. So I'm just going to get a little brush and just blend that in a little bit. This is a little Morphe brush out of a set that I got online. I think it's on Cult Beauty. I'm just going to blend the majority of that, get right up under the eye with it, just sort of patting it on as well, so we don't blend it all off. And then the rest I'm going to just go back in with my sponge. I've not actually filmed a makeup video before, so I'm just giving it a go. I'm going to blend the bit down my nose with the brush because I want it to stay kind of in the middle of my nose. I don't want to spread it everywhere. And just pat away any little brush marks. Yeah, I'm really happy with this foundation. Definitely. And most importantly, it has no flashback. One thing to note is it has no SPF in it. Just blend my concealer up there a little bit. Yeah, there's no SPF in it, so obviously if you're going out in the sun, I'm used to my foundations having SPF, so I might need to put like a bit of sunscreen on or something, or maybe check if my primers have got any SPF. I could always mix a little bit in with my moisturiser or my primer. Blend in the chin, so you can see sort of brighter under the eyes now, still nice and glowy from the foundation. I do really like that colour. I mean, she might have been right with going for the slightly darker one, the golden 3W2, but I am particularly tan, so I didn't want to buy. It really scares me getting like an orangey foundation. I would rather just always go yellow and be kind of like brightened. But we'll see what it looks like with my bronzer on. So I'm going to do a really simple contour, just using a bronzing powder. This is the Hoola Caramel bronzer, which I bought recently at the airport, and I love the colour. It's just really nice and warm, not too orangey. I'm going to use a little tiny Bare Minerals brush that I never clean, because it's just mine, just for my bronzer. Just a little tapered brush. Just dip that in, and obviously going straight on top of the foundation, which should be setting now. Probably like within 5 minutes or so, it should be sort of set to the skin. And waterproof. I checked as well, and it doesn't oxidize, which is good. So you know that like whatever match you get, whatever colour you get, it's going to stay like that. And it's supposed to look the same in every kind of lighting, which is really important for me, for my clients, for photo shoots and for weddings. The photos are so important. You want a foundation that's going to stay on all day and look just as good in daylight, at night time, and in the photos, because you keep them photos forever. I cannot have flashback on my clients. It would just kill my reputation. So just carry on with this. Sorry, I'm just chatting away. I have been asked to do videos for a while for my clients because they want tips and things. I don't really make the time for it, but it's something I have said for years I'm gonna do. So here we are, let's try it. So I've just contoured my forehead a little bit, even though I have a fairly small forehead. I just like that kind of contoured finishy look. I just tend to buff a little bit. You want the majority of your bronzer just in that outer corner there, and then just sort of blend it, what's left on the brush, just blend it in. A powder contour is like one of the quickest kind of ways of doing it, and for people that like struggle with all the creams and things, it's really good sort of simple way to get used to contouring. So I just like to contour my chin a little bit, my double chin, just blend that down a bit, and a little bit on the jawline. I'm going to buff this in with my sponge in a minute as well, just to make sure it looks nice and natural and nicely blended. I will get better at these videos maybe, the more I do. Just ramble on less perhaps, I don't know. But the most important thing is I just wanted to try the foundation on and to share it, because I found it so helpful myself. So maybe looking a little bit pale. I should have listened to the woman in the shop. No, I'm happy with it. I look nice and bright, and I think in the mirror it looks nice and glowy. And like I said, I have just had a sunbed, so I'm a bit pinker here than I usually am. I'm just going to contour my nose just with this little brush. I don't even know what brand it's from. It's a cheapie off of Amazon I just have floating around, but it's a really good sort of little shape to do the nose. Still using the Hoola caramel bronzer. So just go down either side of my nose. Just out a little bit on the ends, and then just a little bit underneath. I tend to just take my finger and blend that in. Yeah, I can feel that the foundation is sort of setting now. It reminds me of Double Wear by Estee Lauder quite a bit, but it feels a lot lighter on the skin. And Double Wear is renowned for flashing back, but I love it. I would never want to say anything bad about it. It's just such a shame I can't risk putting it in my kit because of the flashback. So the fact that this doesn't. So I was just noticing I didn't blend that bit of foundation in there very well. Or maybe that was the concealer, because I don't usually do that, but yeah. But yeah, I love the Double Wear concealer. Is great, and it stays on really well. Again, I don't even powder under my eyes, I just leave it on. Maybe I should start using a bit of powder, or maybe baking. We shall see. So I also bought today the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in shade number 4, because it just looked stunning. It's like a bronzer, but it's slightly shimmery. And I thought where I'd gone for the matte foundation, I would get myself a glowy bronzer. So I'm gonna just use a slightly fluffier brush just for this, because I don't want it quite as heavy as the matte bronzer that I've used. I'm just gonna go over sort of on the edges, the top of that contour. That should add a really nice glow, like, to my skin, as well as like warming it up a bit. Just maybe on the cheeks a bit, just to warm me up. Just basically everywhere. Just following like where I've contoured and just sort of blending on top of that and down a little bit, because that will just warm up the whole look, but also give me a nice kind of glow. And look at that, for a matte foundation I'm still very, very glowy, which is gorgeous. It's because I've got the primers underneath, and maybe a bit of that bronzer is now shining. I love that. I want a bit more of it on, I think. I feel really sun-kissed with that, and it's really soft. Like, I don't think you could go wrong with that, because it's so soft. soft colour. Nice. Just gonna darken those cheeks a little bit there with the matte one. And then I think all that I need is one of my favourite highlighters is Becca Opal. Jamie Genevieve uses this all the time and she is the queen of glow. It is the best, but mine, can't show you it because it's basically, I'm clinging on to these last little bits where it's broken. Just gonna feel if my skin is still wet or not. So it does feel like it's set. I know some people spray on, right, let's do it. Spray on the Prep and Prime finishing fixing spray and then put the glow on, and it should stick to it and make it even more glowy. I feel at the moment, because my foundation's slightly wet still, it would stick quite well, but I'm gonna do this. It also feels really lovely using a fixing spray. This is the MAC one. It's slightly dewy, but it's not actually got any shine or anything in it, it's just clear. So just so refreshing. So while that's wet, I'm going to take a little bit of my opal, if I can get any out of it. Need to buy a new one. And I'm just going to just put that on the top of my cheekbones. Obviously you can put as much of this on as you want. I'm just going to focus it in that area there for a nice kind of dewy, youthful finish. You see what I mean? Like, for a matte foundation, you can add glow. I've just done the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow as well. And yeah, that's my face. To finish my makeup now, I would obviously just do like lip liner and a lip colour, but I didn't get any out ready. I was too excited for the skin. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Any questions, just drop me a message. I'm off to go and show off my face now. See ya.